But like, where did it all go wrong? Why did I drop out? What happened? Yeah. What happened? Hey guys! So today I'm going to tell you the story of why I dropped out of grad school to become an artist. And honestly, the story should start way back from like before I went to college, but I'll try to like make it really fast for you. So, where did it all start? Just in case you guys didn't know, I started a master's in social work in the fall of 2018, and I started the program and I like posted about it. I was so excited for myself and I was proud of myself. I was so proud of myself. Growing up, from what I believe or what I was told was like a real career. Having like Arab influence, like I was never forced to be a doctor or anything like that. Like my dad never made me do any of that. He said I can do whatever I want. He never said that I have to be a doctor. But somehow I still tried to end up there, and that's just like not what I truly was meant for. When I was younger, I loved art. I've always loved art. There's never been a time where I was like, oh no, like you can't do it anymore. No, I've always liked it. But when it came to like picking a career, I remember when I started my freshman orientation for college, I signed up for undecided major, but psychology maybe. Like my college had this thing where you can say undecided, but you can still say like what you are kind of thinking about. Like, so I picked psychology with one of my best friends that I graduated with, and we got to sign up for a bunch of the same classes together, and that honestly made college like so nice, so easy. And like, I wasn't thinking anything of it. Like, I wasn't thinking, like, maybe I should reevaluate my choices. Like, whatever. I just, like, stuck with the psych major because I didn't know what else to do, honestly. Also, I liked psychology. I like learning about the brain, and especially because I've personally had a lot of mental health issues. Now, growing up, whatever, whether it was, like, diagnosed or not, like, mental health has always been so important to me. So I thought being a psychologist would be like the best thing for me, especially because people told me all the time, you would be such a good therapist. Like, people felt like I gave them pretty good advice whenever they needed things. I knew how to stay pretty positive, basically talk people out of anxiety or depression. So I felt like that was actually like my calling, especially because I was doing really well in college. Like, I got amazing grades, but you know, I feel like anyone can get amazing grades in any class if you tried your best. Sorry, my nose is like running. I don't know why. It's just running. I don't know why. Anytime I decide to do my makeup, my nose decides to run, and I just Okay, anyway, so throughout college, I did the psych major, and I don't know, I tried to get involved a little bit with the research on campus, but I was never into research. But a lot of like people who do psychology, like a lot of people say, oh, like whatever, just get through the research, you'll be a therapist in no time, don't worry about it. But for some reason, the school stuff, especially when I got to grad school, was just too much for me to be like, yeah, I'll just do it and get it done with. That's not who I am. Like, if my heart and soul is not into something, I physically can't do it. So I'm in college, I'm pursuing my psych degree, and I wanted to be a therapist ultimately. How did I end up doing a master's in social work? Well, you can be a therapist if you get a PhD in clinical psychology, a PsyD clinical psychology, or a master's in social work. And you can be a therapist with getting any of those degrees, except if you have a PhD or a PsyD, you could be a doctor. Like, you could be called doctor, but with the master's, you're just like, you go for 2 years and like you're doing the same thing. And I don't want to like say they're the same, because they're not. Like, obviously PhD and PsyD, it's like way more years of school. It's like 3 or 4 more years of school than a master's in social work. I don't want to like make it seem like they're the same, because they're not. But it was especially challenging for me to do a master's in social work instead of the PhD in psychology, and that's originally what I wanted to do, was the PhD or PsyD, because I wanted to be Dr. Ayas. Yes, Dr. Ayas. And my dad, like the second I told my dad that idea was like in my head, he started calling me Dr. Ayas, guys. And honestly, that also made it kind of hard for me, like hard for my subconscious mind to realize, don't do it. Don't do it. It sounds good, but you don't love it. You don't love it. Stop your tracks. Stop your tracks. But everything was going so smoothly. I was getting really good grades in school. Well, actually, so I wanted to get a PhD, but then I studied all summer for the GRE, because you need to take the GRE to get into those programs. I studied my ass off. And if you're like me and you study your ass off just to get a shitty grade on a test, I feel you, because I didn't do jack shit for the whole damn summer and I still bombed that fucking test. So what did I do? I went to Lollapalooza. And then I came back and I talked to my professors, and they said, you should try a master's in social work. It doesn't seem like you're interested in the research or teaching or anything like that a PhD or a PsyD would give you an opportunity to do. Just get that master's in social work, girl. And I'm like, social work? I don't even know what that is. So I signed up for a class my senior year of college. I literally was admitted to a social work program after taking one social work program in college. I literally feel so dumb. But I don't know. They say it's like the same thing or whatever, but honestly, it did not feel like the same thing. Even though like it might be in the same realm, just like trying to learn about the subjects that surround psychology were just so uninteresting to me. Like I even took like a biopsych class, which is learning the biology behind like the neurotransmitters and like your brain and all that stuff, and like that class was hard and I liked it and I did well, but I'm just like, I don't care. I was like, I would be glad to draw the images in this textbook, but because I had fun learning about the brain, because I started like drawing I don't even know what it's called, the anatomy or whatever of like the brain and like the synapses and all that stuff. Yeah, and on top of that, I was doing a minor in studio art because I'm like sad it happened when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I was sad, but it also reminded me of like what I truly love to do. Like when I'm just like stuck by myself, where do I gravitate towards? That's art. I started painting. I like never painted before. The last time I painted, I was a kid and I was like god awful at it. But I took one of those painting with a twist classes where someone paints in front of the whole class and they teach someone how to paint. So I took one of those classes and I was like, oh my god, like I feel like I'm gonna do so bad, but I ended up like being really impressed with like what I did, and like all summer recovering from my flare-up when I was first diagnosed, I was doing a lot of art, and that was really the thing that kept me going. I ended up doing a minor in studio art because I was in my undecided psych major. I didn't know what I wanted to minor in, but I wanted to minor in something. I didn't want to go to college without minoring in anything. I just felt like that would be a waste of time. I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone that like doesn't want to minor in anything, but I just felt like I had enough potential to like learn multiple things at the same time and like take school really seriously, because I take school pretty seriously. Like I'm low-key nerd. Anyway, so I did my minor in studio art, and that helped me through college so much because, I don't know, the first couple years of college, I was pretty depressed, honestly, because most of my friends moved away, and I stayed at home for college, and I commuted. But all my friends got to like move away, like party every weekend, you know, and I'm just out here like driving to school every day, driving home every day, having dinner with my family every day. Like I just felt so lame, but in the end I was grateful for it. I really enjoyed because it helped me be able to like keep a job and like go to work and stay focused, and I really wasn't distracted during college, which I'm grateful for. And if I wanted to party, I would just go to my friends' schools on the weekend and get my dose if I need it, and then go home and be productive. Like I felt like it was a good deal. Anyway, so I did my minor in studio art and I loved it. I felt like I thrived in those classes. You know, like when you're in school and you're taking all of these classes like math, science, English, whatever, and then I don't know, maybe only people who like art will relate to me, but like when you finally get art class or music class, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like you could finally like chill and have fun in class. So that's basically my whole minor. It was fun. It was just fun for me, and I never thought I could do it as a career, because I can't be Picasso. Like no one can be rich being a Picasso now. Like it's not reasonable. So I never considered it as like an option. But when I was younger, literally there's pictures of me when I was younger. I wanted to be an art teacher or an artist or whatever, and my whole family fed on that, and they like always pinned me to be like the artist and all this stuff. But I felt like people like outside of that didn't really know that, and I never really like looked at it as like something I can do in the future, as like a real career, like something I can truly expand on. Anyway, so I graduated. I was in a master's in social work program by the time I finished school. I was happy. I was finally gonna be able to move out. That's literally probably the main reason why I went with the whole thing, if we're being honest here. I wanted to move out so bad after living at home, living with an Arab dad my whole life. You know how trapped you can feel in a place like this, and I don't want to give off the impression like it's jail here. Like I love my dad, he's so kind to me, but it's like there's some things like culture differences that it's like hard to agree on things, like because we're raised in completely different countries, the culture is completely different, and I don't know, I was just ready to move out by the time I was 21, living at home for 21 years. I wanted to leave. Summer after graduation, it was lit, it was fun. I literally went to five music festivals that year. Like I had a shit ton of fun. And what I realized is like, I don't want to go back to school. Like every single time I would do something during the summer, like it would make me think like, oh, I have to go to school, I have to get a master's in social work, I have to be a therapist. Like no, like that doesn't sound fun. Like that doesn't sound like,
it just sounds so boring.
It doesn't sound like something that like but I was like, I'm gonna move out and it's gonna be like a job that I'm gonna get paid decent money, and like I'll be fine. Like I'm going to a really good school. Like it's gonna set me for life. Like I should just
keep going. You're doing really well. You can do it. You've always wanted to be a therapist.
Ever since you watched Freaky Friday and you saw Jamie Lee Curtis sit on her ass and be a therapist to people every single day during that fucking movie, you want this. Go. So I went. I went to school. So I somehow managed to get my ass to school, to grad school, to graduate school, graduate school. And like I moved, I'm everything, I'm in my orientation, and all I could feel is like, I don't belong here. I don't. I'm trying to like get along with the people there. They were all really cool. They were all so nice. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone was so sweet, but it's just like they had like completely different passions than I did. Every time I'd meet someone and then like they talk about like their story, and it's just like very like they had so much passion for this social work program, and I'm like, I literally just want to get my degree and go home. And me and my best friend, we say that all the time. I just want to get my degree and go home. And she actually finished. Good for her. She finished. I dropped out 3 weeks in because literally I couldn't get myself to sit down and do the readings. I couldn't get myself to do any of the homework. I literally had crippling anxiety anytime I tried to do anything related to the program. So I just blew off all the homework. Like, I tried to do the ones that I could, but the readings, oh my god, in graduate school, they assign so much readings, and you literally have to pick which ones you're really gonna thoroughly read, and then you skim the rest of them. I couldn't find anything that I was like, I'm gonna sit down and read this. I couldn't. Literally, I don't know why every time I would sit down and try to read anything about social work, I would get like such bad anxiety. Like, I can't. Like, I literally have to like go on my phone, like distract myself. I have to do something else because I literally couldn't sit down and do any of the readings. And you know, when that happens, you kind of figure there's something not right here. 2 to 3 weeks in, I was still like going to my classes, and I go to one of my classes, and I didn't go to some of them that day because I was literally having panic attacks for the whole day. And I get to class, and it's like so hard because there's this girl that I met that like I know through mutual friends, and she's in that class. So I'm like, okay, I have to get my shit together for this class. Like, I can't seem like a fucking like weird ass that like can't hold her shit together, like a person that's in grad school that's like crying in the middle of class. Like, Maya, don't do that. So I was like, got my ass to class, and I try to sit there, but it's so hard. And he pairs us up into groups, and it's like so hard for me to like sit there and be normal. Like, I couldn't do it because something in my body was like, you don't belong here, you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be here. And I just like felt in my heart, like throughout the whole time that I was feeling that, I was like,
I wish I could be an artist. I wish I could be an artist. I wish I could be an artist.
like I didn't want to do it. What happened? My professor comes up to me and he says,
"What's wrong? Is everything okay?"
anyone who's ever been asked that when they're not okay knows exactly what happens right after that. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Storm out of the class. I'm just tears, just like panic attack, go in the bathroom, hyperventilating. I can't breathe. I literally sprinted back home after that class. That was like a long ass day for me. It was like from morning until 5 or 7 p.m. I don't know. It was my long day. So I finally got home and I literally couldn't breathe. Like, my roommate wasn't there, and she's not responsible for me, but I was like really hoping I would have like a human I could confide in. But I get home, no one's there. I get into my room and I'm in pure darkness, and I'm just like gasping for air. I can't breathe anymore. I don't know what to do. I called my roommate or whatever. She told me she was on her way home. I talked to a couple of my friends, and we decided, like, I decided that, like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be in the school anymore. It just, my heart wasn't in it. I couldn't go through with it. I seriously couldn't. And God bless my roommate. She helped me through the whole thing. She helped me feel not like a terrible person for wanting to drop out of like a really good program that would set me up, especially because I just moved. I think not even a month went by yet, and I was already wanting to quit school. And like, even in grad school, they say, like, you're gonna get the urge to quit, like, you're gonna want to quit, you're gonna question, is this what I want? Is this it? I really felt like, no, this is not the thing for me, or I'm just not gonna want it now and I'm gonna want it later. Like, I didn't want it for the whole damn summer. The whole summer, I was dreading going to this school. So it was a hard decision, but ultimately, all that anxiety I was feeling the moment I got to school, like, went completely away the second I decided I'm never going back there again. Literally, it's like, whoosh. And that's exactly when I knew. I was like, okay, this is the right decision. Like, I feel so much better now.
Hey, so I forgot to touch up on one actually really big detail as to why I didn't continue with the program. And that's because that I was taking out loans to go to school. Anyone that goes to college or knows about college in the United States knows how expensive it is. And I didn't feel like it was worth spending or taking out loans. I wasn't spending any money. I didn't have any money. I didn't think it was worth taking out loans for this thing that I didn't even like, and I knew it would be like much cheaper to like either try to get an online degree with like a graphic design than like continue this, even though the program was only a year and a half and I just had to stick it out for a year and a half. Like that's a lot of money being spent. Like it was not worth being in that much debt, you know what I mean?
What happens next? I have to tell my dad. Ha! That was fun. Just kidding. He was actually super understanding and supportive of me until 2 months after I decided to drop out. I was working at Starbucks and he kind of sat me down and like forced me to come up with a plan. You know, any smart person knows that you need to have a plan for life. You can't just like walk around being like,
Oh, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
like, I know a lot of people on the internet feel like you can live like that, but if you have an Arab dad, you know you cannot live like that. So he sat me down and we came up with a plan, like some way that I can somehow be like a creative and like make money basically. And he decided, well, after I was literally, this is the hardest conversation because for months he was like,
What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now?
and it's like, literally, I don't know. Literally, for the last like 6 years, I've been wanting to be like this. Like, I literally just decided I don't want to. I don't know anymore, okay? Like, I want to be an artist, but I don't know how to make money off of that. I really don't. I just choked on my spit. I don't have corona. Anyway, so he suggested graphic design. One of my old coworkers is a graphic designer, and I thought that was so cool, and I was like, it just clicked. I was like, yes, this conversation can be over. I can stop crying. You can stop being worried about me. I'll do graphic design. So now I applied back to the school I graduated from. I'm back in undergrad, and I'm doing a second major, graphic design, and yeah. We're going to see what's next after that. I really hope I never have to go to school again after this. But, you know, you never know. But, yeah, so that's my story. I felt like I needed to tell it because I felt like I was running into a lot of people that still thought I was doing my social work program. So I kind of just wanted to set the record straight. I never finished it. I was in it for like 3 weeks, so don't ask me anything about it because I don't know, and it's honestly been so awkward, so I just wanted to put it out there. I am not a social worker. I'm not a therapist. I'm studying graphic design, and yeah, I'm trying to like create things for a living now, and I still want to help people, but hopefully I can help people through the stuff that I make rather than sitting and listening to them. And I realized that like I can still be there for my friends and my family, and I can still like use the knowledge that I've gotten to like help me with my career and the people around me, and just, you know, support the importance of mental health. And honestly, like I saw a tweet after I dropped out of grad school and it like hit home. It was literally like when you majored in psych, in reality you just needed a therapist. I'm literally so embarrassed. But, you know, shit happens. Like, people always say, like, oh, like, usually you change your major, like, twice or 3 times or 4 times during college. And I just decided to change my major after I graduated. So, leave me alone. So, yeah, I'm just a 23-year-old back in college, you know, what's up? So, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you, and I love you. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, press the bell for notifications whenever I post a video. I will see your lovely faces next time.